Hi everybody, Frank Close here, and I'm taking a look at the Facebook page of the Philadelphia Phillies. The reason I picked the Philadelphia Phillies as my brand is that certainly I do a lot with sports, and who knows, maybe there could be an opportunity to do some sort of communication for a sports team. So I've really decided to take a look at Facebook, who over the last year and a half or so, they've really ramped up their social media presence, hiring new social media marketers. Uh, you could say that in the past it really was not utilized perhaps as well as it should be. One thing about Major League Baseball in general is that they've been really working hard to try to attract the younger fan. So when you think about the audience here, they're trying to tap into the market of the younger fan who perhaps has not embraced the game of baseball like perhaps an older generation did. Me as a 36-year-old, I grew up as a baseball fan and in the pre-internet era. But people who are millennials seem to be very interactive with their phones and other devices while they're watching sports, driven perhaps by an interest in analytics, driven by a desire to, by analytics, we're talking about the actual stats of the players and sort of the related data science that would be involved in the game of baseball. So let's take a look at the page without further ado and take a look at their strategy. Now, one thing as we repeatedly saw in this module is that video is kind of becoming key, and people are 3 times more likely to engage in that Facebook video as they would other videos. So we see here now, this is new just to this season. So the first thing at the top of this business page is what they call Philadelphia Phillies recaps, and these recaps are here to really engage the user and kind of update them on how the team's doing. Now, with 162 games, you're going to see that the interest in the club is going to be a lot bigger, perhaps, than you would see. Or they're going to need to touch base, more often than somebody who might have done hockey or basketball, which are only 82 games a year, and certainly the National Football League, which is only 16 games a year for the regular season. So beyond that, we see they've put the photos. Now, for the longest time, they had notes up at the top. Now, this just changed within the last couple weeks, and the last note was posted perhaps like 4 years ago or something like that. So they just redid the layout. Next thing are the photos. They've been putting together these attractive. Oops, not that. This right here, attractive graphics that have the starting lineup with pictures, and down beyond that, more videos that are not related to the game recaps, events, and then the general post feed. Now, I will say one thing that the Phillies are doing now more as part of their strategy is really to interact with fans, and we'll see that they've actually responded to fans on Facebook when people have made comments. Now, it's because this has gotten so big. It'll take me a while to find the post, but I really liked during spring training. When they played a scrimmage. All the spring training games are kind of exhibition games, just scrimmages. And somebody commented, well, it's only a spring training game. And the Phillies, they actually commented back, you guys. It was a nice little funny exchange. You guys wins. How about you win some games? Us. It's only spring training. Then it said, us, hey, we won a game. You guys, oh, well, it's only spring training. And, it's kind of humorous. And here we go, we see their interaction. That even the people in the social media team at the Phillies are really taking steps to talk to the fans and interact with them, especially the younger fans that really want to feel like they matter. And Um, I suppose these count as my screenshots since I'm doing it on video. But um, one thing that's really worth noting before I stop, and I gotta watch my time because I'm coming up on, well, I'm past 5 minutes, but if that's still the threshold. But for the first time ever, and this just happened in the last week. For the very, very first time in the history of, oh, by the way, they had a live Facebook Live, of course. That's the last thing I want to talk about. But before I talk about the big thing that happened in the last week, you see here that they went live for opening day, the home opener, which was the seventh game of the season, and the player introductions were streamed live, so that as you see here too, look at the engagement. They had 1.8 thousand, so 1,800 comments, or excuse me, likes, interaction. I don't know, 16 people were sad, maybe just because they weren't there. But 288 shares, and look at the number of comments. So going live gave really, and when we see they went live, really got your attention right away. But speaking of Facebook Live, what the team did for the very first time, and who knows, we might look back in history and think of this as a historical event. But oh, here it is. Let me see here. The For the very, very first time in baseball history, a game was only broadcast via Facebook. Okay, and by the way, this is another side note here. Just I don't mean to break off, but here it is. Like a lot of businesses, where groups are kind of taking over. You might remember I shared on the integrated social media group another commenter's post that from a local blogger who basically said that even the pages are almost dead, and now the groups are kind of taking over now. And so now the Phillies fan group is there, so that when they share their content, people will get it a lot easier. Engagement good with Villanova. 674 shares on that post, and it's when the Phillies got snowed out. Let me see here. Oh, I must have passed it. It's funny, because now that I'm recording, I can't find it. But the Phillies went. Phillies went live with that game, and I have a screenshot on my. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just I'm going to send it to my email so that you can all see it. But I took a couple screenshots during the game. So just to show you really fast. I think I'm already logged in. This was a screenshot I took of the at bat or slash Facebook Live broadcast. And very interesting too, because going live, you have the option to see the likes in real time. So during the game, you saw the people were liking the feed in real time, and we do see some criticism with it too. This gentleman here says, pardon the not foul language, but he's frustrated about it being on his iPhone when he could have, he would have preferred to watch it on television. But this is where things are going, and the Phillies really really made sure that they were part of it. And April 4th it was. So yeah, so I think they took down the full broadcast. That's the thing about live things; they're usually archived, but they actually brought it. Yeah, they must have taken it off. But I did get that. Oh yeah, here we go. This was the live broadcast of the Phillies and Mets, and really the whole game was broadcast here, including the.
Ready for
I
this,
have to be
John?
careful because posting this video might be a
third base earlier in the game,
violation of copyright,
but Carlos Santana.
But you do see
even if they ruled him out,
the game is
like
broadcast
Pilecki
here,
was
so
like
that's part of a big strategy to engage
Well,
younger fans, and certainly this is a new era for baseball and things like this. Happy birthday, Carlos Santana. This is different than we're used to because the Phillies used to just post a picture, but video is what's getting people's attention, and even something simple like that, people are really growing to come. So there's my vlog for the week, and I'm looking forward to checking in with the Phillies on Twitter. Have a good day.